Hello guys, good evening from here. It's been long. How many of you missed me? Alright, so today I kind of like want to give an explanation when it comes to accumulation of orders. Accumulation phase, you could possibly call it the WYCKOFF accumulation phase, and it's actually one of the things that I use in Rocket Lab, sorry, in the stock market. So I want to give you guys a breakdown analysis on the pair I shared with the community, and I think I also shared it on my Facebook page. So we have Rocket Lab here that was shared on when January, February, March, April, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, that was August right here. You can actually see the dates right there. During August, I shared Rocket Lab, known as the ROKLB, Rocket Lab, and I predicted that we be going bullish, so the price will be drawn to an all-time high of $21.34, $21.34. That is the target to take a profit. When I shared this analysis, it was at the price of $6.91. Alright, so we continue going, and it went higher to the price of $7 after we had $6, and we now have it pumped to 10% in, I don't know the month, but alright, it's September. So we had progress, and then we continue going higher. We got to $10, and most of us purchased the Rocket Lab, in which I'm going to go to the chart and we will analyze it. Now this is it. Currently we have already hit our target of 21 right there. You can actually see it right there. So we crossed $21 and we finally hit $22. It got to the high of $22 and it hit the target clean and clear. So I want to break down the analysis for you guys right here. So I forgot. So alright, so remember, I always say that when you are investing in the stock market, you're making sure you do the right analysis, alright, and paying attention to what the company is all about. Alright, so this Rocket Lab, I got it from a newsletter from Kathleen Woods. Now I also invested in the ACC. Alright, so I received email on other New York Stock Exchange ETFs. Alright, but this is not ETF. Alright, this is just a New York Stock Exchange. Sorry, this is just the US Stock Exchange market under the Nasdaq. Alright, so now what made me say we should purchase Rocket Lab? Now the confirmation that I got was actually seen right here when we broke this high. So I will explain everything from the beginning to the end. Now Rocket Lab, this is the only chart that we can see, which is from the year 2021. What actually happened right here was that the price was in a range. So it opened, I don't know if there's any other chart left, but this is just what I'm seeing from the start. So we ranged, and after we ranged, we had a fake out, taking out liquidity from the buy stop, right? And we had a purge right there. You actually see how the market ranged on the high, right? So we having that purge of liquidity. All right, so after the purge, we had the price trade lower to be drawn to the area of support level. Now we actually did sweep the support level, right, but there was no confirmation at this point to show you that the price wants to go higher after we have this sweep on support level. Alright, so it was actually used as a resistance to sell off, mitigating area of inefficiency from this point of the sell side. Sold off. Now as we sold off, the stock entered a range. Alright, so in this case we are having an indecision right here. We can actually tell if it's bullish or bearish until we see the confirmation that tells us. Right, so we actually have our range right here. So that is the high, and we have our low right here, which is an area of support level. This is what we have as support level. So now, seeing this consolidation or the range happening at a discounted price, all right, at a low below this other previous range, I am considering this to be an accumulation if only if I see a confirmation. Now the same way we will say that we're having an all-time high of an asset and we're expecting to have a new all-time high is the same way that we're having an all-time low. Alright, so we have this range high given to us, the price traded lower, we have this range low. That is an all-time low. I wanted to understand it that way. That is an all-time low. Like, it gave us the low at $3.47, $3.47, and it entered a range. Alright, so it's ranging and ranging and ranging. Now this high is the most recent high that we have inside this range high and low. Alright, that is an internal range high, which is a major one, right? So we have this high and this low. Now if the algorithm has to do with this range, we would like to see the market, the algorithm push higher after we have seen it giving us a range low, just like it swept this low, right, and gave us this low. It has to go higher to be drawn to the range high, so taking liquidity from that high. Now in this case we trade higher, it came back, give us a low, and we impulsively trade higher to sweep the buy stop resting on this high. You can see the candlestick closed above it, and the next candle also closed above it. Now whenever we are having the algorithm sweeping a high or an area of resistance, if we think that it has to sell, then it needs to violate the order block that were responsible to cause that sweep or structural break. Alright, so let us say you can see that this right here was a resistance level, so price tries to sell from there, so we're having buy side liquidity pool resting on this high. Now if that liquidity pool was taken out and we are like thinking it needs to continue selling, it needs to break that demand that took at the high. Alright, that is how the algorithm works. Alright, so if it is expected to sell, it would have violated the demand. So an order block is referred to as what? A sell to buy candle. Alright, so that was the reason why the market triggered resistance orders, sell, and then activate the buy. So it is a sell to buy, sweep the buy stops resting on this high. Now we have swept the high and we are left with the fair value gap right there, which also has an order block, in which that was my confirmation to buy, and that was the reason why I wrote a break of market structure, for the reason that whenever I look at the chart and pay attention to areas we have inefficiency, and I have seen that this area of inefficiency has been filled up by this high, refusing to break this low, it continued to range, and the most recent sell side inefficiency that we had was this one, which also has an order block, in which price filled up the inefficiency, tapped the order block, sold off, but did not show any confirmation for a re-entry of sales, in which we didn't have a break or structural break. So we've been ranging all this while till that inefficiency got violated, and that order block, the bearish order block, got violated. So what is the origin? What caused that structural break, and what caused this impulse right here? Is actually the sell that was triggered when price tapped the resistance level and then impulsively goes higher to violate it. We had an inefficiency right there. So the algorithm or the market, we like to trade backwards to fill up those inefficiency, collect the orders inside the buy side inefficiency, and then if it is valid, it has to go higher. All right, so that is what we see happening right here. Price came back to the fair value gap inefficiency, and we go higher. So what are we targeting? We are targeting our range high right here, which has the buy stop resting on the high. You actually see that yoink, swept it, and yeah, not showing any sign to sell for now. So that is wonderful. All right, so even if you are on the monthly time frame, you can actually see the candlesticks on the monthly time frame will also tell you when the market opened, it traded lower, fill up inefficiency, and goes higher, which did not show a confirmation to sell. Also, if you're looking on your daily time frame, you can actually see high, low, high. We finally have a trend, a structure that was formed. All right, so if we have a Fibonacci, it could possibly be the 50%. I said it. So trading to the 50%, we have the fair value gap, and the market just ran and ran and ran. We had the gap, and the US election also gave us a huge support to push this price high to our target. Now imagine that the price was $6 when I shared it, and you purchased 10 shares, right? So 10 shares is $60. You invested $60 to get 10 shares, and the price finally got to $20, right? Finally got to $20 in the period of how many months? Let's just say August, September, October, November, just 4 months, right? It's a long-term investment. Stock market is a long-term investment. Now you have 10 shares, which was you putting $60 when it was the price of $6. You bought 10 shares, and we finally got to the price of the target of $21. So your 10 shares times $21 is equals to $210. Now we are going to subtract $210 from our initial investment of $60. That is around a profit return of $150 in a period of 4 months. Now imagine at the price of $6, you bought 20 shares, right? Which is 20 times 6. You invested $120, right? So the price got to $21. You have the price of 20 shares that you have times 21. You can get your money, $420. Subtracted from 120, you had a profit return of $300 in the period of 4 months. That is crazy, guys. That is crazy. So this is just to tell you guys that I'm still active, just be doing background analysis, background everything in the market. I don't know, I just felt like I need to take a break. Okay, so we've been working on a lot of stuff, but those that have been in my community already knows that I've been active for some time and been busy, too many things going on, traveling, and a lot of projects that I have on at hand. Okay, so that is very, very simple. Not kind of simple, but at least I broke down the analysis for you to understand. Yeah, and we actually see Tesla close to the target I shared on my Facebook page. And please, I want to remind you guys, I have not gotten access to my Facebook page, Domitrons. All right, so that one is gone. I have a new page known as Domitrons page. If you check my YouTube bio, you'll see all my social handles right there. Just click on that of Facebook and you will be redirected to my new Facebook page known as Domitrons page. There you follow and like, and yeah, I miss you guys. You know, I went quiet since the day I lost access as an admin on my Facebook page called Domitrons. So it kind of traumatized me. I kept quiet. I felt tired, like, kind of frustrated because it's so hard to grow that page for 3 years. You understand? So I was like, what should I be posting again? Like, nobody will see it. All right, because of I started a new page, I have to start from scratch. So it just killed my vibes to social media stuff. But that is by the way. That's by the way. We will always recover and we will grow again. Okay, so see you guys later on. Every shares and analysis that I've shared with you guys since I started my YouTube channel, started from gold, Tesla, Nasdaq, 2S30. Check it on all my YouTube channel. You guys will see they all played out, and I'm very very happy when it comes to analysis playing out. All right, the only analysis I've seen on the stock market that I did that failed was AES, and it broke my heart. Seriously, it dipped. All right, but I did a back test and realized that I did a mistake. I noticed what happened and the reason why it happened that way. The reason is all of for the purpose of we have this sell side inefficiency that the price traded into 50% and sold off, and there was no demand right here that could hold it, because we actually have a purge on this high. Price swept that high, didn't need a purge, and we trade downwards. And I seen that this low was broken and this high was actually a hunt, not a structural break. So since price has already mitigated this demand zone and it tried to push higher but did not break that structure, then it is not valid for me to continue buying. But I was still interested in buying it, right? But then it failed because of what? This very huge sell side inefficiency that they are creating the price traded into direct to the peep at 50%. So yeah, that is okay. I understand. What else am I supposed to say? I forgot. Anyways, see you guys later on. Take care and be safe. And to be able to learn the way I analyze, the way I predict the market, and the way I do everything on the chart accurately, my course is on Udemy. Alright, check the description. You'll see the Udemy course and you could possibly learn from there. Alright, so take care and be safe. See you guys later on. Bye.